nag-a-apply din po sila sa national ID. They have the accessibility. In Quezon City, Your Honor, dahil kami po ay 1/4 NCR, we have 7 PIDAW offices. We have 6 mini city halls na ma-access po nila yung iba't ibang mga programs na nasa main city hall. So, because we have the automated system, we generated po around 62,000 persons with disabilities for 2023. Um, we have the specific database for that. And in fact, we have 100% uploaded the data to the DOH-PRPW Bureau.
Thank you very much. Can I go to the national SCP? What is what's the other revolution that
So I think Ms. Gatan already mentioned a number of the other existing laws, like for example, the mandatory 1% for government employees, and then the suggested, not recommended, 1% for establishments or companies employing at least 100 or more persons with disabilities. But we are pleased to inform the body that actually there are several partnerships with other private institutions wherein they are really keen on employing more than just 1% of persons with disabilities. So I think most of the laws were already mentioned. Now, when it comes to having a national ID, we are in favor of that as long as, and I think this is an important qualification, the logistics are properly set up. Because as we raised before, the National Council on Disability Affairs, we do not have a nationwide presence, so if we will be the ones issuing that, then it will take longer. However, if it's an agency with a nationwide presence, then I think that would be a really good idea. Thank you, Your Honor.
can we go to the DOH Director Manasa? What do you think of having national PWD ID so that we can have uniform system nationwide?
Good morning, Honorable Chair. Now for this national PWI, right now the database is maintaining the database as mentioned by our PIDAW officer of the Quezon City. So we are getting into the data coming from the different regions, and we look at also, these are also very important database, especially for the Philippines program and also for the local health center. Now, having a unified national ID will really help us strengthen our database throughout the country, because right now, not all LGUs really are having a very good database in the PWDs. Now, with this national ID, all LGUs will be provided with technical assistance and all forms of resources.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Before that one, we also follow the requirements of the law that we have at least 1% of our employees are persons with disabilities. We also have, we also include projects, just like the four to include persons with disabilities and even families that have persons of disability that are in their families.
Sa TV.
Thank you, sir. Let's go to the next question. What are the necessary qualifications for WPs to avail of their benefits, and how do these guidelines assist establishments understanding their obligations? Also, what are some effective strategies or approaches that business establishments can employ to raise awareness among their staff on the rights and privileges of people with disabilities, ensure proper implementation of
Kasi sa individual. Sa basketball kasi, ano yan, restriction talaga yan ng ano talaga, association.
Your Honor, can I be Your Honor?
Sorry, maybe first the qualifications for the discount. And what are your strategies? What do you do in Quezon City so that the businesses will be aware that they have to give these discounts?
For sure, Honor, Mayor John Belmonte, goal is inclusivity. So meron po kami regular na business summit, Your Honor, where all the stakeholders po sa business sector, business industry, ay invite po headed by the PPLD. And the persons with disability po, Your Honor, is one of the area of concern na na amin pong tinatalakay. And also, because we have 7 PIDAW offices, yung aming pong presence in different districts ay represented. And one of the strategy for us is really, we are asking for their QCID or their persons with disability ID. In every programs, in availment of every programs and services of the Quezon City government. Like for example, we have the different ayudas or different programs of the various departments in Quezon City. It's the primary requirement, Your Honor, the QCID of persons with disability. And one of our strategy, although we have the online application, we do verify all the documents uploaded to the QC services portal, where we call the doctor, we call the hospital or clinics, and just if I may state that there are some medical certificates uploaded to our system which do not certify the type of disability, Your Honor. As per guidelines of the NCDA, Your Honor, and this is all across all PDAOs, na yung specialista po ang siyang mag-certify kung ano pong disability ng applicant, no? So, kung hindi po na naka-specify yung type of disability ng applicant, we really come to forward to really search the doctor and really search the hospital. Because we also recognize po na babalik sila sa doktor, babalik sila sa hospital, sisingilin na naman sila for that specific document. So that's part of our verification here.
Interest lang. Ano yung number 1 disability?
Physical disability, Your Honor, is followed by psychosocial. Psychosocial, physical, Your Honor, as guided by DOHTP, iba po. Meron apparent and non-apparent. Your Honor, the apparent, ito po yung mga person in a wheelchair, mga amputee, but meron din po non-apparent disability or musculoskeletal. Basta na-certify po sila, Your Honor, ng specialista na sila po, or you, the stroke patient resulted to disability.
I thought that most of the abuse is in eyes.
Your Honor, right now, as per,
How many aviation for eyes? Pag mayroon lang konting, parang mga bulag sa pag-ibig.
Bulag sa pag-ibig.
Bulag sa
Madam Chair, may I ask a quick question?
I will submit.
Mr. Chairman, in case, Madam Chair, in case we have a national ID system, right? If you put there, indicate there that you are a PWD or a senior citizen, then we don't need all the other IDs. Only one ID, kasi it will be easier for the agency. If you have one ID, and you can tell all, you don't need to bring all the IDs. So I think you should work on the national ID system that includes, total di pa naman ito na i-issue, di ba? Tagal-tagal ng national ID system na yun. Ilagay na lang natin doon using the database of the senior citizen and the PWD integrated with the national ID system para po hindi mahirapan yung mga agencies, even the national government. We have a database. That's just a suggestion, Madam Chair.
I agree with you, sir. While that was a very good suggestion, I'm sure a lot of us want that uniform regarding those with temporary disabilities and time frame or so, and maybe we can get the NCDA to comment on that.
Yeah, Madam Chair, before she answers, also, uh, I was intrigued by the app that Angkas, was it Angkas who showed that? If all the, for example, Shopee, Lazada, all the apps also indicate the PWD and the senior citizen, if it's registered, then they don't have to bother every transaction checking if it's a senior citizen or PWD. So I think the requirement should be all apps with digital purchases should have a system where they can report the PWD and the ID, also the PWD. It's just another suggestion.
Yes, sir, we will take note of that. And we will also invite the NEDA and TSA in our next hearing so that they may answer queries regarding the uniform PWD ID, senior citizen ID. May we get, yes, the comments of the NCBA?
Thank you, Your Honor. So I'll answer first the new recommendation. Actually, that's a welcome recommendation if it can be included in the national ID system. However, we do recognize the validity of the concern of Congressman Bel Zamora because, as defined, disability is long-term. So there's a time limit. Actually, as per DOH, long-term would be anything from 6 months onward. So perhaps to reconcile the two, how we can implement that is something that we can thresh out in perhaps TWG hearings so that we can give life to the suggestion without compromising the fact that we don't want people abusing it. Now, for example, they just have a very temporary disability and then they take it upon themselves to apply for this and then they will be enjoying the benefits for a long time. So something to it. Your Honor, should I also answer the other questions?
Yes, ma'am. Can I first acknowledge the attendance, the presence of Congressman Jose Bong J. Teves Jr. of PGP Departments. Good morning, sir. Okay, please go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. So to answer your earlier questions, as to the qualifications and how to avail the discounts, actually, once you have the ID, that's the only thing that the establishments need to look for. As long as you have the PWD ID card to present, you are entitled to the discount. So it's actually upon the agencies issuing the ID to determine whether or not a person is qualified for that ID. But since government IDs assume a presumption of validity, establishments really are supposed to honor them. However, we understand that there are instances wherein establishments have doubts as to the veracity of an ID. So for now, in the absence of an updated national database online that's easily accessible, as Ms. Debbie said, it's only QC that's 100% uploaded all their data to our national database. What we suggest to the establishments is in the meantime, if they want to verify it, don't check with the PRBW.POH because it's not completely updated. So it's possible that someone has a valid ID, but they're not yet in the system. So we don't want to prejudice these people. What we suggest is that they call the LG issuing because the LG would definitely know for sure if this is a legitimate ID. Now, as for strategies for businesses, as some suggestions, I think I noted this in the first hearing. There are actually available online training services on the website of NCT. But other than that, if you want something more tailor fit to the kind of establishment that you have, you can reach out to us. We can have a MOA so that we can see how we can work together. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
May pulse na nga eh.
For debating that I have filed bill regarding the creation of senior citizens ID card. The super absolute. If you want to transact, file the question is
Makita rito. Makita rito.
a lot of the police. At nakalagay po yung mga details na isang senior citizen, details ng kriminal, Kaya po, my bill is now pending already on information. Headed by Congressman Domingo.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Okay, can I ask again, NCTA, what are the measures that establishments should take to ensure separate and accurate record keeping of sales with the DWPs?
That's actually a very good question and something that we can work together with the private establishments. But perhaps it would be best if there would be a record specifically noting the discounts given per each month. Actually, I think I asked one of the attendees before, if I'm not mistaken, it's Cebu Pacific. Because he was my, the Cebu Pacific rep was my seatmate during that hearing, and I did ask that question. He said that they do have that record, so perhaps it's something that all establishments can follow after.
Pidao, QC.
Your Honor, for the establishment right now, we are finalizing the survey questionnaire for all the establishments. So, nag-develop po kami ng survey questionnaire na forward po namin sa iba't ibang mga establishments on how many workers with disability do they have, and if they would like to avail the incentive that we're giving to the establishment in employing persons with disability, Your Honor. But right now, we do not have specific data on how many transactions or how many persons with disability that the private establishments serve, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. MMDA, are you?
Good morning, Your Honor.
I think you know my question.
Pardon me, Your Honor. I think I lost track of the question.
There's only one question. You have coding privileges for senior citizens.
Yes, Your Honor. We have coding privileges.
Really? So this guy can use his car any time of the week, any day of the week.
Your Honor, you have to apply for the
Oh, ayan pala, hindi
privilege.
ka nag-apply. So that's welcome news. You are the only ray of hope in this. Can you put that in writing? Is there any MLDA memorandum circular or something? Anything to that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you mention it?
Not that I fail to note the particular specific.
Sayang naman, kokoronahan kita na.
Your Honor, but I can follow up with it
So what is the
after the hearing, Your Honor.
if the driver is a senior citizen or there's a senior citizen in a high HOV, do you require a high occupancy level? No.
No, Your Honor. As long as the driver presents an exception signed by the chairman of the NMDA, Your Honor.
God, so pumila kayo lahat doon. So I think I thought there's none, huh? So there is. Is that approved by the MMC?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, so it's approved by all the mayors of Metro Manila.
Yes, Your Honor.
So anytime they're exempted. Yes.
As long as they have applied and it was
Kailangan mo din ang
approved.
nakip eh.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
No. So that's enough for me. So can you just give me the MMC of
Yes, Your Honor. I will follow up after the hearing.
what's your name?
I'm Attorney Joseph Sadu, Your Honor.
You're from where?
I'm from PNMPA. I'm the chairperson of the PWD and Senior Citizens Focal Point
Also,
Council.
you're also focal person. So you're from what town, city, or what?
My father hails from San Juan, Batangas, Your Honor.
Okay, pabuhay mo Batanggenyo. So, huwag na question nila.
Because
Sige, may I recognize very lost to use surnames. Magsaysay na, Aquino ka.
I requested to Chairman Antes, no? Regarding the exemption for color coding for senior citizens, ano nang nangyari doon? May action na ba?
Your Honor, there's no similar exception for senior citizens, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Kasi kailangan namin yun eh. Kasi kung minsan tinatakbo pa sa ospital o magpapacheck up ka, yun lang ang sasakyan mo. Kaya sinabi ko kay Chairman Artes, basta as long na may nakasakay na senior citizen sa sasakyan, kung pwedeng color coding exempt na.
That's noted, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Wala. Meron ba?
Your Honor, just to clarify, the congressman was asking me about exemption on senior citizens, and there's no similar exemptions on senior citizens. However, I replied that there is exemption to PWDs,
Ayun.
subject to application and approval by the chairman, Your Honor.
And committee request, total ilan lang naman sila. Ilan ba sasakyan yung meron? I don't know, we will try, okay? So, can we make a request on behalf of the senior citizen? Most of them are congressmen anyway. No. We will, i-try mo lang kung pwede.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
We are making the committee request if the same privilege can be afforded to senior citizens, subject to certain restrictions and eligibility.
That's noted, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. But that's what thank you very much. Kasi na lang hindi ko nakukuha discount on parking. Kasi SM is always absent. From negative,
Sir Chair,
yes.
kasama ang transportation sa batas.
Kaya nga pumayag yung next.
Pero that's, if you were to interpret the law, hindi ba dapat, I mean,
Can you, paano kayo ng dictionary whether parking is parking
the transportation.
So we are looking for it. Or NCSC. Can you make mandatory parking?
Sir Chairman, yung toll fees, our toll fees, or
That's okay already. They, under RP, whenever you buy RP, they will add 20%.
kasama na.
O kasi pag babawas ka pa divided by 1.12, divided by 1.2. So ang suggestion namin, kasi di ba, laging ginagamit. So when you buy your RP, they just add 20%. Yes.
Clarification po, Chair. So, ibig sabihin pag bibili, pero dapat bibili yung senior citizen. Paano kung naka-rehistro sa hindi senior citizen? So, dapat pinasarado.
Well, problema mo na yan.
So, pangalan nga po, register dapat sa senior citizen.
Magpatanggapan mo na.
No, iba, Mr. Chair, doon sa kasi nabanggit ko Mr. Chair. Specify po yung edad po doon.
Minadali kasi national ID ang outing. Kaya di
But nonetheless, it doesn't really, Mr. Chair, kasi nakasulat na po yung edad po doon eh. So, we don't understand bakit kakailanganin mo pa kayo na mag-present ng separate na ID na specified that you're a senior citizen. When in fact, that's the main purpose. Di ba? Automatic. Para naman kapag nag-celebrate yung mga senior on their 60th birthday, alam na nila kagad that they're entitled to this rather than pipila pa po sila kung saan sa
I will never celebrate my 60th.
tapos na po kayo, di ba?
Sige, tinapos na gusto mo. Basta na ba ako?
Mr. Chair, on the book.
Alright, last na. The members, especially Congresswoman Stella Kimpo, Ibigay.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. We will relay this to the PCI management. As per the law, the joint administrative circular is executive orders by DTI and Ibigay. So we will refer this to the management, Mr. Chair.
That's not an answer, but it's okay. Yes, I mean,
Good morning, Your Honor. The DSWD supports the abolishment of the purchase booklet for senior citizens because upon review of the law, there is no clear provision that specify that there must be a purchase booklet. It is only found in an administrative order from the DOH, EPI, and Department of Agriculture, Your Honor.
Nandito si Robert, pati si
Support
Bill.
for the
okay. NCSC.
Good morning, Honorable Chair. The National Commission of Senior Citizens also supports the abolition of the booklets. If I may resound the call of our chairperson, provided that it will that there will be a national database system that will be adopted so as to monitor also the purchases, especially of the prescribed medicines.
Mr. Chair, in the first place, at the moment, sino po ba ang tumitingin sa mga booklets? Diba? So pinaghihirapan ng mga seniors ang pagdadala ng booklet at pinaghihirapan ng mga kahera ang pag-fill up ng booklet. Right? Pero ang totoo, hindi naman sinasubmit ang booklet na yan sa kahit na sino. So in other words, wala siyang purpose na ina-achieve. So yun yung tanong natin. So babalik tayo dun sa booking. Monitor, maganda yan. Pero for what purpose? Kasi meron naman tayong family income and expenditure survey, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair. Malalaman natin dun sa files kung ano ang kinukonsumo ng mga seniors just by looking at the files. Kung gusto lang natin malaman ano kinukonsumo nila. So, yun ang tanong. Anong gusto nila ma-achieve? Pero pagdating naman sa maraming paraan kung paano makuha ang datos. Ngayon, ang BIR, kung tama ang forms, makukuha natin talaga kung magkano ang ina-expense ng bawat firm para sa senior citizen discounts. So, yun ang tanong, Mr. Chair, di ba? Ano yung purpose talaga ng booklet? Ano ang pinomonitor? Kasi at this point, wala talaga eh. Tama ba ako? I guess, sino bang pwede sumagot? NCSC.
We will root the question. Thank you. Question I think gave you power. They are so guiding. May I call first the government agencies, then we go to the private sector. DOH.
Honorable Chair, we have prepared our decision paper subject for the approval of the Secretary.
Which says?
It says what we have provided 3 options. One is minimizing the booklet requirements with modifications. Second one is partial removal of the booklet requirement. And the third one is the complete removal of the booklet requirements with provisions. So these are the 3 options of the Department of Health subject for the approval of the Secretary.
Suggest complete removal na lang of the booklet.
Okay.
Wala na namang loopholes ang
Thank you, Mayor. May I now call on the ILG? Is the ILG around? Wala. Oh, sir. Your attorney, what?
Good morning, Your Honor. January Morales ko from the Bureau of Investigation.
You want the booklet? You don't want the booklet.
With regards po to the booklet, the concerns with regards to the booklet, I think yung isa po kasi main purpose niya, although hindi pa po ako talaga nagano, is to observe po at ayon sa kahera kung na-reach na niya yung limit na 1,000. Of course, for discussions today, parang kailangan na po baguhin pati yung limit na yun. Kasi taga na po nun. Yun, presyo po masyado na, kumaga hindi na siya responsive. Hindi actually yung talaga yung sense po na.
Thank you. And then we call the BIR. BIR would have that problem. Yes, sir.
Your Honor, as to the booklet, Your Honor, the BIR does not even, we don't look at the booklet, Your Honor, but they have a separate recording for the senior citizen.
So hindi nyo man lang, hindi ka pa nakakita.
I've seen the booklet, Your Honor, but what we,
Yung nanay mo,
yes, Your Honor.
pero dun sa opisina mo man lang.
Wala, Your Honor. Your Honor, ang titignan po ng Bureau is the record of the discounts given. May separate na recording material po ang mga establishment. Kung sa may mga POS system, parang meron na pong automatic na record. Senior citizen and PWD discounts given. Tapos upon audit, yun po ang pag-verify ng BAR.
Is that the number?
The booklet given there. For the booklet of the considering, Your Honor, that the booklet is given by the LG, Your Honor, I'm not sure of its number.
Is the booklet as the automatic? Carbon is carbonized. Ikaw ang nag-issue ng booklet, di ba?
Your Honor, wala pong carbon po yung ating booklet.
So, baka wala ang booklet niya.
We have numbered booklet po.
May dala ka.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sino man assist yan? Is it even worth that? Is it even worth your money? Baka your booklet is more expensive than the discount.
Mr. Chair, you can actually buy it and copy it. Take out your booklet.
Oh. So can you just submit? Thank you. Uy, sa mistake ko lang dito. Yung mga pagalitan dito.
Your Honor, lumana po yung booklet niya. We already
Pero masay kung kasi ko siya, sa interbolder market. So, ibig sabihin, pamangkin ko yung ngayon. Yung red pala pinipin man, yung tindahan. Akala ko si Tatsabon.
Your Honor, for the senior citizen, they have two booklets. The grocery booklets and the medicine booklets. But for the persons with disability, we only have one booklet. Magkasama na po yung grocery and medicine. It's just for the senior po. Your Honor, kasi mas madami po consumption ng medicine for the elderly. Kaya nakaseparate po yung...
Subjective ba siya sa limits?
Yung medicine, Your Honor, yes din po.
Ano limits niya?
Subject po for the senior citizen, Your Honor, I cannot speak on behalf of the senior citizen.
Okay, senior citizen, anong maximum? May maximum ba? Di ba bibili sila hanggat pwede sila mabuhay? Ililin nyo po ba wala? Hanggang ikakamatay nila.
Wala pong limit po ang medicine except for
So useless yung isang booklet mo na eh.
Your Honor, kasi po, pag pinag-isa po yung booklet, masasayang po yung part po ng grocery, Your Honor, kasi mas nauubos po yung booklet ng medicine. Dahil sa dami po ng consumption. Na medicine po lang for the elderly.
Bilang ka, di ba?
Ang pita po namin, Your Honor, isang booklet lang.
Ito ano ka? Senior citizen.
A person with disability po, Your Honor.
Okay. Sir, I will recognize you, sir.
Thank you,
Are you
Your Honor.
recognizing what?
Drugstores Association.
Okay, thank you, sir. Nice to hear from you.
Thank you po for inviting us. So, magsasalita lang po ako regarding sa booklet.
Dahil lahat, sabihin mo na yun.
Salamat po. So, una po muna yung booklet na pinag-uusapan natin. Siguro po, on my point of view, kung ibang establishment po, pwede po siguro alisin yung purchase booklet. Pero when it comes to medicine po, ito po kasi yung basis namin kung una, kung ang senior citizen o PWD ay compliant sa kanilang binibigay gamot. Dahil ang booklet po goes hand in hand with the reseta. So kung ano po yung nakasulat sa reseta, dapat yun po yung mag-a-appear din sa booklet. Compliance po. Ibig sabihin po, umiinom ang senior citizen ng nakareseta. Okay? Pangalawa po, ito po yung basis namin ng control kung kailangan na po bang bumalik uli ang senior citizen sa doktor. Kasi pag hindi po natin dito na control, tuloy-tuloy pong bibili yung senior citizen, hindi na po niya kailangan yung gamot. Yun po ang katotohanan doon. Kaya po pagdating sa butika, hindi naman po, sa hindi kami nagbibigay po kami. Kaya po nang sinabi ko nung nakaraan, ang GISA po composed of small and independent drugstores. Hindi po namin member ang Mercury. So pagdating po sa generic medicines, nagbibigay po kami. Pero pagdating po sa branded medicine, sinabi ko na rin po na hindi po namin kinakaya. Hindi po sa hindi kami nagbibigay. Hindi po namin kinakaya kasi hindi po kami nabibigyan ng malaking diskwento katulad ng Mercury. Hindi po naman papayag ng isang malaking kumpanya na kaming maliliit na butika, bibili ng isang kahon, ang Mercury, bibili ng 1,000 kahon of the same medicine with the same discount. Hindi po papayag ang kumpanyang yun. So, ibig sabihin po, kaya ang Mercury nakakapagbigay dahil nakakapag-demand po sila ng malaking discount.
Mercury, are you here? Yes.
So, sir, may tanong ako. So, in other words, ginagamit niyo po yung booklet, chine-check ninyo kung sumusobra na ang pagbili ng gamot relative to the reseta. So halimbawa, ayon sa reseta, dapat 30 tablets lang ang binili. Pero ayon sa booklet, mukhang 60 tablets na ang nabili. Therefore, hindi na dapat bentahan subject to the discount. Parang gano'n na sinasabi niyo po. At kaya maliliit na pharmacy, nakakaawa kasi unlike Mercury na nakakabili ng huge volumes, ay kaya-kaya nila na ma-absorb yung 20% discount. Yan po ang sinasabi ninyo. So yun ang value ng booklet.
Tama po.
So, so in other words, so talagang ini-isa ninyo.
Yes, ma'am. Promise. Kasi ito lang po yung nagiging basis namin eh.
Alam mo, may pagkatotoo naman kasi lahat ng gamot ko nandito, Fluicil. For example,
So ang kahera ninyo, training
Ventolin.
Yes, ma'am. Promise sa'yo.
So tinitignan niyo yung date, gano'n.
Tama po.
Meron nga. Paano mo to? It looks so messy, but I don't know. Anyway,
So in other words, meron tayong kumbaga yung booklet para sa grocery
Tsaka kailangan yung picture ni district eh.
Mr. Chair.
You might as well use it in Marikina.
No comment. Narinig ko lang muna komentary ni si Madam Lucy na nagbigay sa iyo nitong booklet na to.
Hindi po amin yun, Your Honor. Yung amin po yung merong logo.
Ay, okay.
Kasi Mayor Belmonte po ay anti-EPAL po kami, Your Honor. Wala po kami.
Ma'am.
Sabihin mo, pamangking ko yun, ha?
Yes, Your Honor.
Second cousin ko tatay niya.
Ma'am, kinukuha niyo po ba mga booklets at ine-encode ninyo, ganyan? Paano ang pag-monitor?
Your Honor, kinukuha po namin once po na full na po para i-replace po sa kanila yung bagong logo.
Okay. Kinukuha ninyo kapag puno na. Anong ginagawa po ninyo dun sa booklet? Nag-e-encode po ba kayo or what?
Hindi po, Your Honor.
Oh, yun ang sasabihin
po.
So,
Para po may control din po kami doon sa release po ng booklet.
okay, yun ang sinasabi ko po. Yung data na nandun sa booklet, bali wala, unfortunately. So far, ang nakikita ko pang use pa lang is dito po, dito sa maliit na drugstore. So far, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, may I make a suggestion?
Yes, Mina?
Kasi yung booklet na yan talagang pahirap sa mga senior citizen at yung mga reseta na yan ay pahirap. Bakit hindi na lang ganito? Lalo na sa grocery, I don't see any logic na kailangan pa ang booklet. Meron na ng certain discount, no? Dito sa drugstore, why don't we just make parang registry na kung frequent yung senior citizen na bumibili dyan, ano na lang, paano yung magbibili niya na para hindi na hingan ng booklet at saka prescription. Ngayon, kung antibiotics yun, kailangan ng prescription. Pero kung yung mga maintenance niya na kinukuha na niya talaga na monthly or weekly, wala na lang, i-register na lang ninyo para masabihan naman ng mga senior citizen na kung saan na lang silang drugstore bibili, doon na lang sila magpa-register. I think that would be easier for the senior citizen kaysa i-require ang booklet. Kasi kung walang booklet, hindi kayo magbibigay ng discount. Diba?
Pasagutin ko muna din, Stella. Sir, Bisa, you are recognized.
Thank you.
May computer ka ba?
Okay. Again, ang visa po is composed of small and medium independent drugstores. Hindi po lahat nakapilog sa kaya hindi po nila. Okay? So, yung pong nire-request ni Congressman Magsisa, pwede po namin gawin na may lab po.
After Stella, you.
Yes, pagdating po sa sinasabi niyong nalimutan.
May reseta na kailangan ng senior citizen yung mga ganyang gamot. Pero kung ano naman na, palagi nang binibili yun, huwag na ninyo hanapan ng reseta at nagbabayad naman ng senior citizen sa pagkuha ng reseta.
Congressman, ang reseta po ay may nakalagay po doon kung ilan lang po ang pwede niyong bilhin. Pag sinabi po ng doktor, 100 lang po, siyempre isa-serve lang po namin 100. Pero kung susobra naman po doon, hindi na po hindi po sinasabing hindi kami magbibigay. But we suggest the senior citizen to go back to the doctors. Pwede pong bawasan yung inyong gamot.
Yan siguro kung yung mga special na gamot. Pero yung maintenance nila, monthly, kagaya ng losartan, amlodipine, metformin, ano na yun?
Puro gamot yun na.
Yes po, Congressman. Pero ang sinasabi lang po namin dito, kung aalisin po natin yung resetas, assuming po na nakalista na yung inyong mga nandoon sa logbook namin, na ito po ang regular na ito. Ibig po ba nyo sabihin, kung ang isang senior citizen walang dalang reseta at bumibili lang wala doon sa listahan niya, bibigyan po ba namin ng
Kung wala sa listahan niya, kailangan yung reseta.
Tama po. So,
Pero
yun
yung
po yung
malaki na
yun
niya
po yung importante ng reseta.
Yung booklet.
Booklet and reseta po, Congressman. So, ang sinasabi lang namin dito, this could be abused already kapag wala na pong dalang reseta ang senior citizen. Bakit? Halimbawa po yung senior citizen, ang anak ko po ay 50 years old, pero nagme-maintenance na rin. Ganito pong gawin yun eh. Bibili ako ng gamot, walang reseta, bibigyan dahil senior citizen, ang ininom na po yung anak ko, hindi na po. Yun lang po ang aming iniingatan kasi sabi nga po namin, unang-una, hindi naman po kami nakakapad nung purchase booklet, paggawa pa lang po ng batas ng senior citizen, nandyan na po yan na kailangan po may kasamang senior citizen booklet. So, hindi naman po kami.
Okay.
Doon sa ano, mamomonitor naman ninyo kung nakaregister na eh. Let's say, yung Rosetta, 30 days na monthly na gagamitin niya. Di makikita niyo kung bumili siya ng 60 or 50. Doon yung pa-questionahan.
Tama po yun. Doable po yun, Congressman. Pero pagdating po doon sa puntong hindi na po talaga ng reseta, kahit sabihin po namin na consumed na po yung nireseta ni Dr. base po sa aming listahan. Ang tanong ko nga po sa inyo, kami po ba ay makakasuhan kung hindi namin bigay ng gamot ng senior citizen? Pagdating po doon sa sinasabi namin, based on our record, it is consumed already. So you have to go back and get another prescription from the doctor.
Kung na-consume niya, i-require na ninyo. Kasi once day lang naman yun, di 30 tablets a month. O kung hihigit doon na rin siya. Di ba yan kailangan ng reseta?
Tama po yun, Congressman. Ang tanong nga po
Pero hindi yung tuwing bili, hihingi kayo ng reseta.
I
Palikan
think it's
yun.
not done because you just turn around and around. And just to help us break the Gordian knot, yes, I hope you break it. Baka naman yung may dagdag pa.
No. I have a suggestion. As a simple possible solution to this problem. Baka pwede na lang po natin markahan is yung reseta. To try to do away with the booklet. Kasi anyway, ang seniors naman natin, kasi hindi naman nila nalilimutan yung reseta. Diba? Tinadala nila eh. You know, wherever I go, bilib ako sa kanila eh. Dala nila yung reseta sa pocket nila, wherever they go. So yung reseta ang pwedeng markahan. Diba? So kung let's say partially filled lang yung reseta, 30 lang ang nabili out of the 60, markahan. Diba? Na 30 lang, sa likod, 30 lang ang nabili. Diba? So in which case, hindi na yung booklet kailangan. Kasi mamarkahan lang yung reseta. At itiklain natin pa rin yung ID, of course, para siguradong senior talaga ang gagamit. And then kapag fully filled na yung prescription, tatakan, di ba, na tapos na po ang reseta na yan, hindi na yan pwedeng gamitin. Something to that effect.
Yes, Disa Pasensya, under the rules, doctor's prescription stating the name of the PWD, age, sex, address, date, generic name of the medicine, dosage form, dosage strength, quantity, signature of repeated name physician, physician address, contact number physician, professional tax receipt and narcotic license number if applicable to like safeguard the health which use the prescription as suggested. Anyway, your record. Suggestion na yan, sir.
Pareho lang po kami ng suggestion ni Congresswoman. Kasi meron akong experience. Punta ako sa store, nalagay ko rin ng quantity. So wala po akong pera, nabili ko lang. Let's say, 21 yung reseta, ang pera ko yung pang 1 week lang. Ito. So nakalagay po sa reseta, dun sa kung ilan na yung nabili. Eh siguro po, mas maganda ko naman.
Okay, thank you.
Another suggestion.
Okay, your record.
Anyway, sa Amerika naman po talaga may database. May sticker pa nga nilalagay sa bote. Na-intrigue lang po ako doon sa sabi ng maliit at saka malaking drugstore. Now, there is an association, sabi niyo, ng mga maliliit. Kung makakabili po kayo, kayong lahat ng maliliit ng volume, therefore, kami kanina, nahihirapan po kayo magpatuloy kayo drugstore. Pero kung magsama-sama po yung maliit, di ba makakuha po kayo ng volume?
Yes, you can answer that. Yes, sure.
Thank you, sir, for the question. Una, DISA po is a non-profit organization. So, ang aming pong miyembro scattered all over the Philippines. So, kung isinasuggest po ni Sir, ni Congressman, matagal na po namin nilano, pero hindi po mag-push through kasi nga po, hindi namin alam kung sino yung isang kumpanya na kukuhanin ng lahat ng aming orders at ibibigay sa different areas of the Philippines.
Okay.
So yun po ang sagot ko. Maganda po yan, matagal na po namin naplano yan, pero hindi po namin.
Okay, para matapos ko na.
So hindi po kayo makaka-comply doon sa 20%, yun po ang sinasabi ninyo, kung full implementation po ito.
Pwede po ba ako sumagot?
Yes, sir.
Sabi ko nga po, Congressman kanina, when it comes to generic medicines, we can comply.
Generic.
But when it comes to branded medicines, sorry po, again, itinatapo na lang namin o tinuturo na lang po namin sa merkado.
Thank you. FDA? Is FDA around? FDA is not around. May I just ask a question from NTRC? Do you have any estimates of how much the society is giving to senior citizens and to from all this discount? Is there an econometric model? Since the BIR does not seem to have the
Your Honor, in the absence of data on the actual
purchases
of senior citizens,
ES, their consumption, and then computed their discount. So there's a rational way of
actual
estimating.
amount of discounts claimed by the business establishment.
As the Director General of NTRC, the Philippines is the only one using the society to make benefits to special sectors like PWDs and senior citizens. Other countries, richer ones, they use the budget to provide support and assistance. Here, we're trying to spread either by a little bit higher prices. Our estimate is 0.8% additional inflation on all these items, but it is the society, the rest of society that pays for the benefit. The benefit to for him partly comes from me. So in short, sir, do you suggest this way as an NTRC Director General, as a matter of national policy?
Sir, first, to clarify, I'm not the Director General of the NDRC, and I will coordinate with our tax statistics staff to estimate the actual,
This is an implicit tax on
the revenue loss on the grant of discounts or the claim of tax deduction by the business.
Yung claims and tax discount is only 18.7 billion. But the worth of goods that are given because of the discounts and chargeable to higher inflation on the other items for the rest of society, my estimate is 137. Stella thinks it must be higher. So the issue here, the national policy is, would you rather have a big budget in the GAA and give to all these senior citizens and PWD some money every year so they can pay for it instead of burdening DSAP or, yes, precisely, or increase the universal. You want to increase the universal social pension and then no more discount.
So on that matter, sir, we will consult with the DOF on that aspect because that's a policy question. I cannot commit what the office will do, especially on matters of rights.
It's okay. It's okay, sir. I thought that I could get
But
on
Mr.
some.
Chair,
Yes.
that's a very important question that you're asking, Mr. Chair. So, please pursue that question. Kasi right now, yun na nga, di ba? There are two things that we're doing. So, bitin-bitin ang social pension ngayon, di ba? Para sa seniors. Hindi covered lahat at 1,000 pesos. Tapos, hirap pa to implement. But, we're giving generous discounts. However, hirap na hirap tayo to implement. So, parang, kumbaga, limited implementation, di ba? Versus another possible way to take care of our seniors, which is, ano kaya, mag-universal coverage na lang tayo ng social pension, lahat ng seniors, cover natin matik pagdating ng 60 years old. Wala nang tanong-tanong, kahit sino ka pa, kasi 60 years old, covered ka. Tapos, at 1,000 pesos. Pero, walang discounts, di ba? That's another way to, yun ang tanong ni Chair Joey, diba? So,
You will answer that, you're the economist.
we can, diba? But we need them, diba, to compute. Yun ang tanong. And yung FICE kasi, understated kasi nga yung consumption. So we need your help, diba, to help us figure this out. Kasi,
Ano ka na ba na yun?
Yun ang
We
tanong.
will consult and consult our principals, especially on that important policy question on whether to give discounts or give subsidy through the budget. That's a very important policy question which I cannot at the moment commit on which one will be taken. So we yield to the wisdom of this committee and to the Congress on that matter.
Okay.
Thank you.
I have to finish. Okay. It is the ruling of the chair that parking is subject to discount. Under Republic Act 4983, June 1967, granted famous War Veterans Corporation a franchise to build parking spaces, considering it is a public service, part of transport, subject to regulation by the Public Service Commission. And therefore, the rates before are now, the new Public Service Commission is obviously FDFRB. So if you're given discounts in a public bus, you should be given discounts in a parking space. Because that is the law, and the law has not yet been amended. So anyway, that is the ruling. So you write it. So the NTRC will not answer. BIR, Attorney Mark Lester, our OIC Director General NTRC. Ikaw yun, di ba?
I'm Donald Dugo.
So anong gagawin ko dito? Wala yan. So ngayon, tapos na ba tayo? What will I ask from BIR? It asks the BIR conducted information campaign to establishment. Nakikita ko yung mukha ng amo mo kahit doon sa Bicol International Airport about senior citizen discount for proper computation of discount granted to senior. When was the last time you gave a seminar? BIR.
Seminar, Your Honor.
To industry association, industry groups, to PCCI.
I'm not sure, Your Honor.
We are mandated to give
Yes, Your Honor. The
the
BAR
proper
has.
computation, the 1 divided by 1.8.
Yes, Your Honor. I have an illustration ready, Your Honor.
It's possible to have a software application for senior citizen and PWDs for purposes of monitoring of database and registration. Is DICT around? Okay. Are you here?
Oh, yeah.
So you are recognized.
Yes, sir.
What's your name?
I'm Ricky Hernandez from the DICT.
So you have a software application for senior citizen and PWDs.
As of now, we don't have a software for senior citizen, but we support the initiative.
Okay, section 5. I recognize the wife of my good friend, Freddie.
I think so, yeah. Sorry po, kasi may tinatawag ng interview of studies development.
Okay, see, thank you. Under section 5 RA 994, at least 50% discount shall be granted to the consumption of electricity, water, and telephone by the senior citizen center and residential cafe group hosts that are government-run or non-stock, non-profit domestic corporation organized and operated primarily for the purpose of promoting hindi ako kailangan. So wala naman sasagot dito. So this the TWG is hereby commanded to to see whether Section 5 of RA 994. Kalkala reduce na tayo dito. Section 8 of JRC 1, 2022 provides that complaints will be handled by the OSCA. Does OSCA have the capacity to resolve grievances? Do we have the case? Sorry sir, inaalis ko na kasi alas 12 na. Ever since the JRC became effective, let me also reiterate our request for summary of cases. Meron na diba on January 17? So meron ka ba, Oscar? NCSC? So there's no budget for any capacity building of our OSCAs, no?
Sir, we're including them in our budget.
Pag Christmas party, meron sila. Pag Valentine's, meron sila.
We have leadership series and seminar series for them. Sir.
How much is your budget?
We just included that SWD from the ATOP or the assistance to older persons.
Assistance to older persons.
Yes, sir. That includes
how much?
For this year's 3.3 million.
Million?
3.3 million.
Million?
Yes, sir.
Hindi yung opisina nyo lang yun?
That would include trainings for technical assistance for OSCA, FISCAP, SEOs, and the Elderly Filipino Week celebration.
Ordanis, ikaw na nga itong next question to the... Malilito na rin ako.
For the centralized system for issuing senior citizens and PWD IDs, effectively reduce the proliferation of fake IDs.
My apologies, sir. Me.
Ikaw.
Proliferation of fake IDs.
Siguro sa kanila hindi importante. Sa PDAW ang importante. Ano lumabas? Puro sakit sa mata?
Your Honor, yung database po namin sa visual disability around 4,000, that's 8% of our total registry.
So, kunti lang. So, psychosocial. Yung mga iniwanan ng asawa.
Yes, Your Honor, kasama po sila.
Sabi ko naman.
Your Honor, the psychosocial disability and the mental disability comprise 24% of our total 62,000.
What's the highest?
Physical pa rin po, Your Honor. Physical disability po.
What is the physical disability?
Both apparent and unapparent, Your Honor, we have a total of 23,786.
How much is it?
38%, Your Honor. Yes po. Followed by psychosocial disability, that is 11,703 or 19%. Yung mental disability, Your Honor, that is around 5,107, that's 5%.
Okay, please. We can finish before lunch.
Last question. How can senior citizens avail the exemptions from training fees conducted by private and government agencies, as is stated in Article 2, Section 1 of RA 9994? What is the process based on the guidelines? When we call on DPI.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, for the 20% discount, we refer to the OSCA, Mr. Chair.
Non-responsive yan. Sa dole na lang. Is dole lang?
Dole.
Yes, repeat the question. Ikaw na. Hindi ka pa tapos. Hindi ka naman sinagot eh. Repeat the question.
How can senior citizens avail the exemptions from training fees conducted by private and government agencies, as is stated in Article 2, Section 1 of Republic Act 9994? What is the process based on the guidelines?
May I call my colleague from PRC, Mr. Chair, to
May
answer the
Zoom?
question? From PRC po.
Oh,
They're
PRC.
here po.
Maybe call on the representative of PRC.
Good morning po. As to the CPT units po from PRC po, instead of the 15 required na units po, for senior citizens and PWDs, 10 units na lang po siya. Yun po yung parang pwedeng ma-avail po sa PRC.
So, kung gusto niyang maging, saan niya gagamitin yung units?
Sir, for the purposes of renewal of license, PRC license.
License to
PRC ID po. Professional PRC ID.
or senior citizen?
Um,
For PDAO or what?
Those professionals po na availing for renewal of PRC IDs po,
Also, on above 60, you can practice profession.
yes po.
So, kahit doctor can.
Yes po, sir. So instead of 15 units na required, 10 units na lang po.
Ano yun yung continuing education?
Yes po, sir.
Alright. But what about the non-professionals? Yung mga testa. Is testa around? O testa, you better call them sa PWD. Okay, Stella.
Mr. Chair, may we request data from all the establishments that you called? Ano lang po, kasi maganda yung finding ninyo that there's a 0.8% inflationary effect. Ibig sabihin, dahil may senior citizen discounts tayo, ang impact is tumataas ang presyo. Ibig sabihin, kailangan bawiin ng establishments in terms of pagtataas ng presyo. So gusto natin malaman yun mula sa establishments. At isubmit nyo na lang po sa amin para basahin na lang namin kung ano ang parang coping mechanism ng bawat isa. So ano yung pricing strategy ng bawat establishment para mabawi ninyo yung senior citizen discount. At iba-iba yan sa bawat establishment eh. Kasi depende yun kung iba-ibang produkto ninyo, paano yung drug subsidization ninyo, iba-iba yan. So gusto namin mapag-aralan yun para maintindihan itong 0.8% inflation. Saka para rin matulungan namin yung NTRC sa pag-analyze itong 0.8% inflation. So yan. At saka number 2, in the last 5 years, isubmit niyo yung income statement niyo sa amin, pero dun sa expenses, i-detail po ninyo yung total amount of senior citizen discounts para makita po namin. Kasi di ba, ang pagkakaintindi namin, you treat it as an expense. Para makita po namin kung magkano yung sa total expense nito, itong senior citizen discounts. So, if they can submit, lahat po ng establishments po na na-offer po dito sa hearing namin, isubmit po ninyo sa committee.
Thank you.
Thank you po.
Usually I don't waste your time, but Starbucks is here. Let me thank you for the announcement. Yes, you are recognized.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Happily recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Good morning to the members of the committee. On behalf of Starbucks, we thank you for this invitation to serve as your resource speaker today. Yes, sir.
That's all. Will you repeat it again? For Valentine's?
We'll see, Mr. Chairman.
Ano?
We will see, Mr. Chairman.
For mo yung Goldilocks dun sa airport, hindi ako binigyan ng discount. Philippine Retailers Association. Of course, I have to give you your due time. They're my friends.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Bobby Claudion, the President of the Philippine Retailers Association. Thank you for this opportunity. I guess I'm speaking as an industry Kasi lahat naman tayo are all merchants, whether you're retailers, manufacturers, distributors. So the issue, I think, what's well represented today are the senior citizen entities that are concerned with the welfare of senior citizens. Ako naman siguro, I'd like to it will be a short change of me not to be able to defend and give the pointers of what the merchants are suffering. Uh, yes, from way back where we have 994 and even the preceding senior citizens, we have always felt that this was a government project and that the government was going to help in the funding or the incentives. So we felt in the industry that by giving the senior citizen, however way you want to define it, in whatever way you want to give it, okay kami. Pero kala namin, this was going to be deducted as a tax credit from us so that we can be really generous in giving and not make any limitation to senior citizens benefit. But in the end, naging ano na pala siya, parang regalo ng merchants ito to the with the government dictating how it's supposed to be distributed. So, Congressman Kimbo mentioned, ano ba ang strategy ninyo? So the whole industry just adopted one strategy, price increase. Doon lang namin mababawi. There are merchants, there are business operation that are hardly making 20% margin, hindi pa profit margin. So kung ibibigay na yun sa senior citizen, wala na silang tutubuhin or they continue their downward spiral. And similarly, also, the business that are having difficulty, na-mention na dito yung mga maliliit na drugstores, no? Because they are small, they can hardly extend to 20%. Yung malalaki kaya. So this has created an unlevel playing field in the business. And the price increase effect did not take into account anymore kung whether the price increase will be for the for the income group A, B, or C and D. Wala na, basta across the board price increase. And what we felt, what we have seen in the industry, this has contributed to inflation. Kasi kahit na yung mga merchants na nahihirapan and they cannot determine how many senior citizens will avail of their service, talagang tinaas na nila ang presyo whether senior citizen or not. So this has also been discriminatory to our middle class group. Kasi kahit na ba kaya nila maka-afford, pero tinaas na ang presyo ng most businesses, this has contributed to the so I feel remiss if I don't share the sentiments of the merchants in this discussion today. And we are more than willing to fulfill and whatever mandate this committee creates and how it's going to be done. It's just I feel that I'll be remiss if I don't hear the interests of the merchants in this discussion. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Tobias. I promise you, once the Senate is finished, goods over digital, which we originally filed. Actually, in Asia, we were the first to file the digital but law, except that the Senate is taking them 6 years. So to give you a fighting chance against Lazada and Shopee. So I think that will bawi-bawi na ako doon. Total hindi naman ako ang sulat ng grupo, but I'm here as an oversight. Actually, the speaker wanted to come here, but we know what meant. So now may I call on my classmate, Stephen Kuan. Hindi na binabati nito sa group chat.
With due respect to all the senior citizens of this country, Mr. Chair and honorable congressmen, what we are giving out here is a privilege. I mean, for many years they probably contributed to paying taxes and building the economy, and which of course we all agree. But again, from 2010, our position paper in the supermarket industry was, sana nga may database. Because it's so easy to get a senior citizen card. If you know 14 barangay chairman, you can get 14 cards and put different faces and use it anywhere. Okay, number one. Number two, I think the intent of the law was for the low income senior citizens, no? And then, sabi nga ni Bobby, na it was open to all across the board. No? So that's why you see people in 5-star resorts and hotels using their cards. No? It says something. We also said that sana yung database third party na lang gumawa, para fair. And at the same time, sana every year may way of registering kasi minsan wala na si lolo at lola, ginagamit pa rin yung card. No? Maraming ganong nangyayari ganyan, di ba? Now we say, kawawa naman, senior citizen na pinahirapan pa. But, it's a privilege they're getting. It's a little, once a year lang, it's a little something that you get. In Quezon City, if you reach 100 years old, they will go to your house and check if the old person, the centenarian, is alive and kicking, di ba? And not just give it freely, no, di ba? There's an interview, no, to find out. Now, for senior citizens, very simple lang siguro, just to show yourself, kahit Zoom lang siguro. No, of course, may picture-based. Dapat sorry,
digital,
hindi, kahit digital lang. No?
Yes,
Yearly. Suggestion ko lang. Now, going to the booklet. No, yes, just like Angkas, that's correct. And online, when you buy online.
Online. Gawin mo naman 3 years.
Pwede naman.
So, no more booklet.
No. I'm going to the booklet now. The booklet was placed as a safeguard, no? A safeguard. If I were a player in the industry, yung kalaban ko, kumuha, nag-hire ng napakaraming senior citizens para mamili dun sa isa kalaban. Di ba? It'll do hard, it'll do you in. No? Lalo for smaller stores. Let's say, in an area, in a province, 3 lang kayo naglalaban, halimbawa, di ba? O sige, employ all the senior citizens in this town, all the towns, all the barangays, di ba? Doon kayo mamili doon sa isang tindahan lang para bumagsak siya, para hindi na niya mahirapan siya. Because hindi tax deductible po. Diba? Now, we're saying, do away with the minimum, the booklet and the minimum. Probably will agree kapag tax deductible po. Only, di ba? Only. Kaya kayo kung nagkakaproblema, Mr. Chair. Wasted means tayo eh. Diba?
Yung input VAT lang naman ang issue. Pero yung tax deductible naman na. The discounts are tax deductible.
Yeah, maybe.
Mr. Chair, clarification lang. The discounts are tax deductible for merchants?
Because it's not part of your sales.
No, hindi. Yun na nga ang main concern ng mga merchant. There is there's nothing in any of the senior citizens bill that clarifies that portion na, pwede nyo i-deduct yan sa VAT nyo or
No, sa VAT,
not on the VAT, sorry.
Yung input VAT definitely is not being allowed as a direct charge.
So even the issue of whether you can deduct all senior citizen sales from your sales declaration, ganun po ba yan? Can we get a clarification from the air? Because that's a very, very important feature of that bill. Then most merchants hindi na magre-reklamo. Kung meron naman pala silang tax credit yan in terms of excluding this discount from the sales declaration of all restaurants, supermarkets. Parang wala ho yan sa bill.
Nandito. Ibig sabihin, paano mo isasabi, kung binenta ko sa iyo to, 10 pesos, binenta mo sa kanya 8, wala namang sasabihin mo, bibisang kita sa gist dito. Di ba? Ikaw, Jollibee. Of course, you did not receive the revenues and therefore it's not taxable. The big problem there is that under the new law, the input VAT was not allowed to be a direct charge to output VAT. Where's BIR? Come here, baby.
Your Honor.
May sinasabi si Toby Kaya hindi na ako bibili dyan sa Mega Mall. Para kung ito man din ang bahay ko. Ano ba ang treatment mo doon sa discount?
Your
Kasi
Honor,
hindi naman niya na-receive yung revenue, di ba?
yes, Your Honor. The discount, the 20% discount in the VAT
Yes.
exception, Your Honor, it will be deducted as an expense, Your Honor.
Oh. Oh, anong problema doon? Baka ibang country kayong dalawa, ha?
Your Honor, parang wala yung ano, we reviewed it time and again, and in fact, just less than 10 days ago, the National Price Monitoring Council with the Secretary, DTI Secretary, nobody in the whole room was aware. Kasi nga, everybody's having it so good, but we're having it so bad.
Anyway, we will have a TWD to clarify these things. We will drill it down to the lowest common denominator.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Anyway, I would like to thank everyone for a very constructive discussion. We will send a signal for all parking space that senior citizen PWDs are a public utility and therefore under the definition of the law, they deserve a 20% discount. So, is there any motion? Yes, Mrs. Fredinil Castro. Is there seconded? Are there any objections? Hearing none. Maraming salamat po. We were expecting the speaker to come actually. So, sana nakita niya and we would have loved to join the discussion. Thank you very much. This meeting of the Committee on Resident is hereby adjourned.
Meeting is hereby adjourned for discussion on
Thank you very much, sir.
Yun mga kabayan, tapos na po ang hearing po dito sa senior citizen discount. At lipat po tayo sa kabilang session hearing. Dito rin po yan sa may House of Representatives.